Minnesota Youth Soccer Association comes with a progressive return of play plan. And Florida Tech eliminates football. Kean University out of New Jersey is going through some major deficit cuts. University of Idaho seeking furloughs. University of Vermont, potential cuts as well. Michigan State, salary retirements are cut. All of this on episode 504. And it's just a devastating episode of we're going to get hit hard. The economy is going to hit. And I don't think a lot of people understand how bad this is going to be, especially for the colleges, universities throughout the United States. Our fiscal year is July 1. It's coming up quick, and it's going to be a big deal. So we'll cover all those potential cuts coming and all the warnings coming up. They're coming, and then they're going to follow through based on however they're going to do things, which we'll talk a little bit later. But first off, we have the Minnesota Youth Soccer Association. Like the picture behind me, kids playing with a mask on and stuff. That's, the Minneapolis Star-Tribune put that up. I'm like, what the heck is this? That's why I clicked on it. And, of course, it has nothing to do with it. I guess it's people playing soccer in Argentina or somewhere. But anyways, there's a 5-phase plan. And the reason I want to talk about this a little bit, because everyone's going to come with the phases of how to introduce their sport or their activity or whatever they want to do. Kind of UFC is kind of leading the charge, being the first real sports organization, major sports organization coming up with testing system and everything. And everyone's going to the UFC to figure out how do they do things and how do they get their plan. So everyone's come with these phases. So in Minnesota, there's the Minnesota Youth Soccer Association, comprising 60,000 youth soccer players from their state, and they're going through these 5 phases. Phase 1, the current situation, has players doing individual workouts at home guided by their club via the internet. Phase 2, allowed for outdoor practices, sessions with 10 or fewer people, including players and coaches. Specific protocols will be in place maintaining social distancing and eliminate any contact, but would allow for organized activity. It'd be sweet. Social distancing, a cool phase of this. Coaches can't scream at kids from any distance because the louder they get, molecules just spit out of their saliva from their screaming and anger, and then it just festers far away and into these poor children's faces and all this. Maybe we do need like face shields for these poor youth getting yelled at. But anyways, phase 3 would include resumption of team training gain with appropriate protocols. I don't even know what that means. Phase 4 allows for resumption of league matches, again with protocols for both players and spectators. We don't know what those are. Phase 5 is a return to the sport the way it was before the outbreak of the virus. That's it. I like it. Simple, to the point. But everyone's come with these phases, and they can't really do the phases because no one really knows anything. Do we really know anything? We don't. Anyways, to horrible news, Tampa Bay Times reports Florida Tech eliminates football because of the coronavirus pandemic. Everyone's using it, come with excuses of why to cut. Obviously, there's hits, and this is what we're going to face coming up with all the college universities. So budgets are all jacked up, so they have to make cuts. And who are they going to cut? They're going to cut athletics typically, because who's dictating everything? Administration. Administration talks to who? Faculty and staff. Mostly faculty. And they're part of their group, and the athletics is separate. So since they're separate and they don't have much of a say, they're going to get cut. And that's kind of how it rolls. It goes on to say the COVID-19 pandemic effects on college sports continue Monday, with Florida Tech announcing that the immediate elimination of its football program. The NCAA Division II school is in Melbourne and is believed to be the first program to disband football in the wake of the public health economic crisis. So sad. And it's going to keep going because July 1 is right around the corner, and they're talking about what to do and how to follow through on these things. And it's going to be devastating. So next up is Kean University from New Jersey faces major cuts from these humongous COVID-19 deficit. The Kean University could reduce staff, eliminate academic programs, and furlough workers to offset the humongous financial blow from the COVID-19 pandemic. President Dawood Farahi said Monday. Farahi told the University Board of Trustees he's estimating a $20 million setback for the current school year. Following the switch to remote learning, a freeze of some state funding, and the cancellation of university events, the deficit for the next fiscal year, which begins July 1, could grow as high as $15 million. So they're going to have to make tough decisions, and it's a big deal. University of Idaho seeks furloughs. The proposal furlough plan would cut about $3.3 million in spending. The University of Idaho President Green said in a memo to the staff faculty on Monday, "It's a problem. Everyone's trying to figure out what to do." University of Vermont president warns of potential cuts to come due to the coronavirus. They're bracing for financial fallout from this COVID-19 problem. It is a problem. And then Michigan State, salary retirement cuts on the table due to the COVID-19. Well, Michigan State executives are taking a pay reduction, including the president, Samuel Stanley Jr. The university is seeking deeper cuts, given a projected 11% drop in revenue. The latest update includes a proposal to cut retirement plan contributions and discussions of scaled back campus-wide salary reduction. MSU set a $1.5 million budget for the 1920 school year. According to the announcement, in the 2020 fiscal year, the university has set a $50 to $60 million loss in revenue in its general fund budgets and anticipates an additional $150 to $300 million loss in 2021, which begins July 1. This is all scary stuff. I work at a college. Luckily, we're a 2-year institution. The last report on us was we're okay, but they're expecting to do cuts in the 2021 to prepare for loss of revenues coming up. So it's a big deal all over the place. And athletic programs across the country, if you can listen to the words that are coming from my mouth, you need to embrace your campus. You have to have a say. You have to network within your campus, because the ones that are making the decisions, if you're not communicating, you're gone. Simple as that. You're gone. And I'm hopeful that, where I work, we can communicate effectively of the value of athletics. There's value to athletics. It's huge. We save lives. We give opportunity to those that would not. I just watched the movie Blindside. Athletics saved a human being from the hood. That's what we do. We save people from their situation. So anyways, thanks for joining me on episode 504. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.